The suburban landscape is a testament to routine. The Miller family left 3 months ago. The house at 1138 Crestview Drive has been vacant. The for sale sign, a permanent fixture on the overgrown lawn. Yet, every evening at 7:15 p.m., the living room lamp turns on. At first, you assume a timer, a simple logical explanation to maintain the illusion of occupancy and deter intruders. A rational mind clings to a rational solution, but the illusion is about to be shattered. One Tuesday, the pattern breaks. The living room lamp does not turn on. Instead, at 8:42 p.m., a soft glow emanates from the upstairs bedroom. A room you know is empty, filled only with dust and forgotten memories. This is not a timer. This is a choice. This is where the psychological horror begins. The phantom occupancy becomes an obsession. You find yourself watching, documenting the new, erratic patterns. The light becomes a character in a silent play, and you are its sole audience. Let's explore a scientific hypothesis, residual consciousness, or the stone tape theory. It posits that strong emotional events can be recorded into the fabric of a location. The house is not haunted by a ghost, it is haunted by a memory. A routine so deeply ingrained, it continues to play itself out long after the actors have left the stage. But this theory has a flaw. You call the realtor. You report the strange activity. They assure you the power to the house was disconnected weeks ago. This is a critical, terrifying escalation. The lights are on, but they are not connected to a power source. The house is generating its own energy. It is, in a sense, alive. The phenomenon now shifts from observation to interaction. One night, as you watch from your window, the light in the neighbor's house goes out. A moment later, the lamp in your room flickers in response. The house has noticed you. It is mimicking you. It is trying to communicate. This leads to a more disturbing theory, liminal space predation. A liminal space, a transitional, empty place, can, under rare conditions, develop a form of primitive consciousness. It is an entity born of emptiness and silence. It craves the one thing it lacks, life. The light patterns are a performance designed to attract attention, like a deep-sea anglerfish's lure. The house begins to test your boundaries. A ball you haven't seen since childhood appears on your lawn, perfectly placed under the glow of the neighbor's light. It knows your memories. It is baiting the trap with your own past. You set up a camera to record the house overnight. When you review the footage, you see the light patterns, but you also see something else. For a single, terrifying frame, a tall, distorted, featureless silhouette is visible in the window, looking directly at your camera. The entity is not just an energy. It has a form, or it is learning to create one. It is using the residual energy of the previous occupants, the ghost of the Miller family, as a template to build itself a body. The psychological pressure becomes immense. A light is a constant, silent invitation. It triggers a primal human curiosity, the need to investigate the unknown. The house knows this. It is exploiting a fundamental aspect of our nature. One night, the front door of the house at 11:38 creaks open. It stays open all night. An explicit, undeniable invitation. The darkness inside seems absolute, a stark contrast to the single warm light glowing from the upstairs window. You find the original building plans for the house. You discover an anomaly. There is a small, windowless room in the basement that is not on the official blueprint. A hidden space, a heart for the house. This supports the conscious labyrinth theory. The house is not just a structure. It's a predator. It lures victims inside, where the internal geography can shift and change, guiding them towards its heart to be consumed. The light is the voice. The house is the body. The police refuse to investigate further. There is no crime, no forced entry. To them, it is just a strange electrical issue. You are alone with this knowledge. The light patterns become more personal. They begin to mimic the rhythm of your own breathing as you watch. The house is synchronizing with you, creating a bond, a terrifying intimacy. The temptation becomes unbearable. You decide to end it. You walk across the lawn, your heart pounding. You step through the open doorway. The air is cold and the silence is absolute. The door slams shut behind you. Inside, the house is wrong. Hallways stretch into impossible lengths. Doors open into rooms that shouldn't exist. The single light from the upstairs window is your only guide, pulling you forward, deeper into the labyrinth. You find the basement door. You descend into the darkness, drawn towards a faint hum. You find the hidden room. Inside, there is no furniture, just a single bare light bulb hanging from the ceiling, glowing with a light that feels ancient and alive. This is the heart. As you stare at the light, you feel your energy draining away, your memories, your consciousness being absorbed. You are not being killed. You are being converted into fuel. The light brightens with every piece of you it consumes. The next evening, a new family is viewing the house across the street. They look over at your house. They notice that your lights are on, a lamp in the living room, a soft glow from the kitchen. They comment to the realtor, "Looks like someone's home." The cycle has not just reset, it has spread. This broadcast is a warning. An empty house is not just an empty space. It is a vacuum. And a vacuum will always seek to be filled. If you see lights on in a home you know is empty, do not watch. Do not investigate. Board up your windows and ignore it. Because the moment you become its audience, it begins auditioning you for its next and final performance.